Okay, so here I am now going to show you the rigs that I use. Now this is an extra bag that I would have to carry on top of this, and it's also a little bit heavy, but it's nothing too major. But with this, I'm going to have a whole lot more options in terms of creating a rig, and I'm going to go through that with you now and explain why it is I use it and how I use it. So let me start by just setting up my camera and my tripod. So to start with, I'm going to show you a couple of little extra things. I've got two different types of rigs in here. This is my most basic. So this here, and as we're going to see, is just like a sort of whole bunch of Meccano. It fits into the side here, which gives me, let me just unscrew that here, drop that in. I can make it the right length for me, and that's going to just drop on here, which is going to allow me very quickly to be able to mount my camera and shoot. Let me just show you that now. So just clipping that on, there we go. And now you can see here, it's a little bit too far away. I can adjust that here by just bringing that in until it's close up onto, it's a bit too far, close up here onto my eye. As you can see in this action I have here that I can hold. I can either hold that with this hand and focus on this, or I can hold it with this hand and shoot and focus with this hand, depending on whichever I want. That's just going to give me a little bit more of a sturdy grip if I'm running and gunning, running around and trying to shoot. So this is a very simple, very lightweight, extra bit of equipment that can actually still go in my bag and not count as my Meccano set, as I call it. So let me take this off now. I'm going to show you the kit here. So you might want to come down on this. This is just, as I said, a box of different attachments that I use to create all sorts of different rigs. And there isn't one set of rigs there. There isn't one sort of set of things that I can do. There's a whole bunch of different things, and I can be as creative as I want to be. So let me just show you that as I take it out. So here I have a tilter. Actually, I have 4 different makes in here. So these things all work really well together. So here I'm just unscrewing this, pulling it down, tightening that up, unscrewing. Oops, sorry. Maybe I want to do it a slightly different way. Pulling that down like here. So here's one. Unscrewing this one, pulling that down, and screwing that up. And here's 2. And now you can immediately see that I'm starting to create something that is going to be able to hold the camera either way. I can also now pull these down, which is what I'm going to do. And pull this down and down here, and on top of that now I've got a very different, I can put this up and like this. If I want to hold the camera down like this and run around, I can put both up like this. There we go. And again, I can hold it down or hold the camera down in a very different way. So there's lots and lots of different configurations, and I'm just going to go through a few. So I'm going to start by setting up my tripod. Start here with my, this is the nuts and bolts of where everything starts. It is, just tidy that up there. So you can see the main rods of which everything is going to sit. So let me just push that onto my base plate. And there we go, that's ready now to start mounting the rest of the things on. And to start with, of course, the first thing that is going to go on is my camera. And I'm just screwing that in there, right there now. So to this, I can start bolting on additional things that are going to help me work and also make the whole system look a little bit more robust and more professional. So the first thing I'm going to do here is add this arm at the front. Now normally I've put this down here, I'm going to have this down. Now the reason I'm doing this is I'm going to be able to bolt additional things to this to allow me to get better view. I'm only going to need the actual handles when I take it off the tripod. Now this has got a really nice system which just clips on, so this just jumps into here, clips on, and then I can screw it up and tighten it right here. So to this, Once that's done, let's just make that a little more straight there. I'm going to add a boom arm off to the side. So this boom arm here is very flexible, and this is where I'm going to be able to put my monitor so I can see what's going on. So this is going to come in here. It's just going to screw in to the side here. As I said, this is a bit of a Meccano set. I can screw it in all sorts of other places as well. And now there I have it. And you can see I can adjust that to different positions and however I want it to go. And also if I move this arm back, if I move this here, I can unclip it and move this back further should I wish to. I'm going to leave it there at the moment because I'm going to have to put my focus ring on in a minute. Okay, so on top of that, I can now attach my monitor, which is going to give me a different way of viewing what it is I'm doing. So that's just going to stick into there, and it's going to just whiz round and screw in, hopefully. There it goes. And then up it goes. And as I said, now I can adjust that to different levels depending on where I want it to go. To the monitor, I need to add, very quickly here, a battery so I can see exactly what I'm doing. And I'm also going to need to add an HDMI cable that is going to allow me to attach this. This is quite a long cable. I have a shorter one as well. It's going to attach from here and into the camera on the back. It's my HDMI slot, which is right here. Okay, that's done. Now you can see I can start working and shooting from here, and rather than looking on the back of the screen, I get a nice clear screen here, and as I said, I can move that around depending on where I want it to be, so I can get a really nice clear shot. Okay, so let's do that. Let me just straighten this up a little bit. There we go. Put that down there. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to try to focus it. And to do that, somewhere here is my focus ring. What have I done with that? Oh, here. So this is a little focus. This is a USB one. I can get a mechanical one as well. For that, I'm just going to clip on, and as you can see here, I can screw it on nice and tight here. And this has got a USB cord coming out. Now that means now, rather than having to reach around to focus, I can focus by turning this here. And then with this arm here, I can move this to a better position to hold it so it's closer to, and so I can actually hold this and at the same time have one thumb to focus while I'm on here. And as I said, there's lots of different ways that I can move that around. And let me just show you that there so you can see it in close-up. So I'm going to just turn this, loosen that, turn this around here. So there you can see the focus ring. Now that's a USB, so again I'm going to need a cord that I'm going to need to run into my USB, which is going under here in this case. Oops, there we go. And again that's going to go in the back, and this is quite a long cord, but I could have a shorter one as well. So now I have the ability to focus here, look through the viewfinder here. Now finally, if I want to take it off the camera and start off the tripod, sorry, and start walking around, I need to add a shoulder pad, and this comes in this shape and form. Now it's got a little bit of a weight on the back here, and it can just make the thing a little better balanced. So that comes off. Again, that screws on. Now I need to add, I keep saying this, but all of these different parts, this is a Fancier, this is a Red Rock, this is a Jag 35, this is a Tilter. These are all different brands. I've kind of put this together myself and decided what goes in the bag. And I've got other options as well down here. I've got a little, just a handle here, which I could just put the camera on, hold the camera like this. I could add additional handles in different places. I have additional booms that I could put on if I want to put the monitor in a different place. It's all like playing with Meccano. You're trying to build a system that fits you for that particular shot. So if I take this off now, I can just do this here. So unclip it, There we go, up it goes. And now you can see here, I'm ready to start filming. Now at the moment, I'm looking directly into the monitor here and not having to concentrate on looking behind here. This is very nice, very easy for me to move around, make my camera movements, and again I can focus here without too much trouble. Now I may want to just change this around, which I'm not going to do now because I need to take the monitor off to get this handle closer to the focus ring so I can still support and focus at the same time when I go around. So this is a basic rig that I really like. Everyone has their own rigs, they've built it with their own things, but it's one that makes it easy for me to work when I'm out in the field. So here you can see I've completely changed the setup. Just turn that around so that you can see it. With the monitor down here, and now this handle right next to the follow focus. I'm not sure if you can see that, but here I can hold the camera and have my thumb on the focus to focus as I move along. So if I just take that off, let me just show you how I might use that. So here, oops, if I wanted to move and do a pan across somebody or move with somebody, I have my thumb here on the follow focus, nice and steady, and then I can just move and focus as I go, or move forward, or move back with the subject, looking at the monitor and focusing with my thumb. And as you can see there, it's a nicely balanced means of moving around. And as I said, it can get me some very, very different types of shots. So that way, obviously I'm not using the zoom, I'm using myself to zoom in and out to get closer and back, and using the monitor to see exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so that's about it. I think, as I said, the opportunities here are endless. It's really up to you to be as creative as you want in terms of setting this up in a way that makes it make more sense. I could also move these further back underneath, more underneath the camera. You know, lots and lots of different ways of setting it up. And that's really my mobile kit.